stream. So, all right, what's good, my people? What's good? Appreciate everybody for tuning in today. This is your boy Network Rashawn, and today I'll be talking about childhood trauma and learning how to have a better relationship with your significant other. All right, so I appreciate everybody who tuned in this far. Um, Failed to schedule stream. Oh wow. Let me see what's going on here. Sorry, having some technical difficulties and stuff using this new platform. Usually I use StreamYard, but I wanted to switch things up for 2026. But if anybody is currently in this chat and stuff like that, I appreciate you for tuning in today. And we're going to be talking about an amazing topic, which most adults would love to hear today, man. So, this is your first time here. Make sure to hit that follow button as well, and also to share this with 3 other people that you know as well. All right. I appreciate you. How you doing? Appreciate everybody on TikTok for joining. How's your day so far, Anthony? How you doing, Big Bird? How's your Wednesday so far? Thank you for tuning in. Let me know what city and or country you're currently watching this from on TikTok. How you doing, Hallie D? Appreciate you for tuning in. How's your Wednesday so far? So, what we're currently talking about today's topic is about learning how to heal from your childhood past and also to understand how to have a better relationship with your significant other. All right. For the people on Instagram and Facebook or YouTube, even, I don't know if you guys are currently in the chat. Once again, I'm using a new software. Usually, I use StreamYard as well, but today we're going to be using OneStream. So, anyway, let's get started on today's topic. All right. Well, no, I'm not going to get started. I'm just going to wait for another like 3 minutes so I go ahead and introduce people into my live, which I always do because I love to, understand where people are coming from and be able to, connect with y'all as well. How you doing? How you doing, Will? How's your Wednesday so far? Thank you for tuning in. Hey, Sam. How's your Wednesday so far? Appreciate you for tuning in. What city or country are you currently watching this from? How you doing, George? What? G-I-Y? Sorry, G-I-A. I'm mispronouncing your name. How you doing, Lawrence? Appreciate you for tuning in. How's your Wednesday so far? Man, y'all be having some real interesting social media names. For sure. Get me over here stuttering. How you doing, Ashley? How's your Wednesday so far? Thank you for tuning in. How you feeling today? Let me know what city or country you're currently watching this from. How you doing, Debbie? Appreciate you for tuning in. How you doing, Shauna? How you doing, Danos? How you doing, Ethiopian? How you doing, Ray? And how you doing, Official? All right, so let's get started. All right. For the people on Instagram, Facebook, or even on YouTube and stuff, let me know what city or country you're currently watching this from. All right. And also to hit that follow button as well. All right. So let's get started. So we're going to be talking about how to heal from your childhood trauma. All right. So here are 15 ways you can heal from your childhood trauma. Okay. How you doing, Joanne? Thank you for tuning in. How's your Wednesday so far? How you doing, Mari? Appreciate you for tuning in. All right, so let's get started. So number one out of the 15 ways on how to learn how to heal from your childhood trauma says, number one says, right here, your childhood home was your first world, not the whole world. Many people grow up believing their house rules are normal. because that is all they knew. If yelling, silence, fear, manipulation, or hiding pain was common in the home, a child can grow up thinking that is how life works everywhere. Healing starts when a person realizes just because I grew up around it does not mean I must become it. All right. So put a one in the chat if you ever dealt with this as an adult, right? And even being transparent and stuff, we all go through similar things, right? Even I dealt with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a one in the chat. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and put a one in the chat. All right, so let's continue. Let me see. Trying to find the little chat thing on TikTok. Oh man. All right, I can't worry about it. But anyway, let's go to number two. All right, number two says, what goes on in this house stays in this house, often protects pain instead of healing it. Some families say this is to avoid shame, embarrassment, or judgment, but when people are never allowed to speak, cry, ask questions, or get help, the pain stays trapped inside of them. Unspoken hurt can later become anger, anxiety, trust issues, depression, or emotional distance. Right. So what I just said, and put a two in the chat if you ever felt this way, because we all went through different things in our childhood, right, that made us into the adults that we are currently, right? But to get a better understanding of ourselves and stuff, we have to learn how to heal from the past, right? I know some of my peers and stuff who may be around my age, 33, right, who already have kids or about to have a kid. Right? You want to do your best to raise them to the best of your ability, okay? And don't beat yourself up, right? Because there is no blueprint on raising your child a certain way, right? Because we all going off of the things that we was taught, just like our parents, right? Our parents were taught certain things, and they taught us certain things to the best of their ability. So don't feel no type of way towards your parent, okay? So anyway, number three says, right? And also, if you are on Instagram and Facebook currently watching this right now, go ahead and leave a one in the chat. All right. Let me see. All right. So anyway, number three says, for my people on TikTok, and also let me introduce some people who just came on this live. I'm going to go ahead and scroll up and see who came in. Appreciate you, Popular Demand, for tuning in. How you doing, Langy? How you doing, Deep? How you doing, Bucket King? How you doing, Alicia? How you doing, Pay? That's how you pronounce your name. How you doing, Cleo? How you doing, Kay and Karel? How you doing, Red Card? And how you doing, Keith? Sammy, appreciate you for tuning in. How you doing, Daria? And how you doing, Ahmad? All right. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. Also, let me know what city or country you're currently watching this from. All right. So number three says, a child learns life from the people around them. Children do not choose their name, their school, religion, neighborhood, family mindset, or emotional environment. All right. So many adults are still carrying beliefs that were handed to them before they even understood life. Healing means learning how to separate what I was taught from who I truly am. Number four says, some people are physically grown but emotionally still wounded children. A person can be 35 years old and still react from the pain of being ignored, criticized, abandoned, or controlled as a child. That does not make them weak. It means the wound was never healed. Many adults are trying to survive with childhood pain hidden inside adult bodies. All right. So if you ever felt that way, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. All right. Let me see what's going on with Facebook and Instagram. All right, so I ain't gonna worry about that. So appreciate you, Zona, for tuning in. Appreciate you, Quandale, for leaving the 1 in the chat. How you doing, Fifi? How you doing, Reeve? Reeve? How you doing, Will? And how you doing, MR Nugget? And how you doing, Bart? Appreciate you for tuning in. And also, William, appreciate you for tuning in. All right, so let's continue. Number 5 says, out of the 15 ways of how to heal from your childhood past, says, healing begins when a person starts developing their own mind. Some people spend their whole life repeating what family, friends, social media, or society told them. But growth happens when someone finally asks, what do I believe? Who am I? What kind of life do I want? All right. These are some of the things that I ask myself on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, right? Because if you allow others to put different beliefs in your head, then how can you start to become the better version of yourself? Right? So let's continue. That is the beginning of mental freedom, right? Not allowing people to put ideas in your head, right? Because truth be told, right, some people want to see you beneath them, right? And because of that, they try to make you stagnant, right? They want you to have them feel like how they feel, right? Because they see the potential in you. All right, so number 6 says, God can send help through strangers, opportunities, books, mentors, and new experiences. Sometimes healing does not come from the people who hurt us. Sometimes it comes through a caring teacher, a mentor, therapy, a supportive friend, a book, a coach, or even a conversation that changes how we think. And also, this is your first time here, make sure to hit that follow button, guys. For especially those for people who are watching on Facebook and Instagram as well, make sure to hit that follow button because we're here to develop and transform your mind, right? And also for the people on TikTok too, don't forget to hit that follow button as well, man. So we wouldn't be here to, we wouldn't be here without you guys, man. It's the whole reason why we do these things, to go live and stuff, because we want to connect with people that's in alignment with our brand right here, Network with Sean. So I appreciate everybody who tuned in this far, man. And also for the people who watching on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. Can't see what y'all leaving in the comments and stuff. I'm using a whole different software and stuff. Usually I use StreamYard, but we rolling with one stream today, baby. All right, so anyway, let's continue. So it says, but if a person only trusts the mindset they were raised in, they may reject the very help meant to grow them. Number 7 says, many people are angry because they are confused, not because everyone is against them. When someone does not understand life, emotions, money, relationships, or themselves, frustration grows. Confusion can turn into anger. Some people fight the world because they never learn how the world works. Education, self-awareness, and healing help bring peace to the mind. All right. Number 8 says, learning is a process, just like planting a seed. Right? A tree does not grow overnight. First comes planting, watering, patience, sunlight, and time. People, check this out, people are the same way. Healing takes honesty, learning, discipline, support, and patience with yourself. Growth isn't instant, it is a process. All right? So put a 2 in the chat if you already knew that. For the people on the TikTok, put a 2 in the chat if you already knew that the same process it takes to grow a plant, right? It's the same process it takes for us as humans to build ourselves, right? And also, let me welcome in some more people. Appreciate you, Karen, for tuning in. How you doing, Blush? Thank you for tuning in. Timothy, thank you for tuning in. Alexis, thank you for tuning in. Grayson, how you doing so far? How you doing, Momo? How you doing, B-U-P? How you doing, Alma? And how you doing, Leo? How you doing, Bob? Appreciate everybody for tuning in this far. All right, so what we're talking about is learning how to heal from your childhood past. All right, so I'm on number 9 right now. We're going all the way up to 15. All right, and also this is your first time here, make sure to hit that follow button as well. And also for the people who are still in the chat on Facebook, on Instagram, or even on TikTok, let me know what city or country you're currently watching this from. All right, so let's continue on. Number 9 says you cannot heal what you pretend does not exist. Ignoring pain does not remove it. It often hides inside relationships, habits, fear, insecurity, and emotional shutdown. All right, so put a 3 in the chat if you ever dealt with being emotionally shutting down on people, right? So I'm going to share this story with y'all, right? Just to be transparent for anybody that's watching on live, on TikTok, Instagram, or even on Facebook, right? You know, over the years and stuff, I grew significantly, right? But we're all human, okay? And the thing is, I would be getting so riled up and stuff like that, and in my own head about just being depressed and all that stuff, right? And the thing is, I'll get to a point where I'll just shut everybody out, right? I wouldn't call nobody, I wouldn't text nobody, I wouldn't let nobody know what's going on in my life, right? So when you do these things, people don't know what's going on with you, right? So the best thing to do is to let somebody know that's close to you and talk to them like, hey man, I'm going through XYZ. Can I talk to you for a second, right? I need somebody to listen to me right now, right? Because we all think that we are alone in what we're going through in life, and that's not the case, right? Because we all are one and the same. All right, we just go through different things at different times, and we all have a different journey. All right. So also too, let's continue on. All right. So healing begins with honesty, which says that hurts me, that affected me. I need help growing through this. All right. So let's go on to number 10. Number 10 says your family may raise you, but they don't define you. All right. A difficult childhood can influence a person, but it does not have to become their final identity. A person can choose peace over chaos, wisdom over anger, healing over hiding, and growth over repeating cycles. Your past may shape your story, right? Your past may shape your story, but it does not have to control your future. All right, so let me welcome some more people into the chat. How you doing, 6ix9ine? Thank you for tuning in. How you doing, Damon? Thank you for tuning in. How you doing, Mr. Sanders? How you doing, Show? How you doing, man? How you doing, Jess? Thank you for tuning in. How you doing, Matthew? How you doing, Diamond? How you doing, Devontae? That name sound familiar. How you doing, L. Terry? Thank you for tuning in. Hey, y'all be having some funny content names. How you doing, KFC Worldwide? How you doing, Kinger? How you doing, Kara? How you doing, Tara? How you doing, Tonsky? How you doing, Erica? How you doing, Juanita? How you doing, Skinny? How you doing, Natty? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. How you doing, Till? What number is that? All right, that just threw me off. A message just popped up in my MacBook. All right, and also too, How you doing, Timothy? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. All right, so let's continue on. And also, if this is your first time here, make sure to hit that follow button so you guys can go ahead and know what type of content we're dropping as well, which is mostly about inspiration and teaching people about digital marketing. But today, we're talking about how to heal yourself with your past hood trauma. And also, too, man, this is helping me as well as I'm going over my notes with you guys because we're learning and growing together. All right. So number 11 says some people repeat harmful cycles because it feels familiar. All right. And also, this is your first time here. Let me know what city or country you're currently watching this from, because you know your boy is out of Chicago right now. You know what I'm saying, the great windy city. So if you're not here in the summertime on everything I love, you missing out. You missing out, man. You ain't here in the summertime in Chicago. Like, man, you ain't even hit Lake Shore yet. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even get on the boats yet. You ain't even drive down Lake Shore to see Soldier Field, man. Man, y'all missing out, man. Y'all missing out. We got amazing food culture here too, man. Like you can go to Chinatown. I mean, man, it's endless, man. Let me continue on with what I'm saying before I go off on a tangent about Chicago, man. We the best in the Midwest, baby. Just know that. All right. So anyway, number 11 says some people repeat harmful cycles because it feels familiar. People often return to what feels normal, even if it hurts them. Someone raised around yelling may think yelling equals love, right? Some people raised around emotional neglect may struggle to receive healthy love. Healing helps people recognize unhealthy patterns before they repeat them in friendships, relationships, or parenting. Number 12 says healing requires responsibility, not blame. It is important to understand where pain came from, but growth happens when a person says, I may not have caused my wounds, but I can choose to heal them. So put a 3 in the chat if you knew this already, right? That you can sorry. This last line I just said, right? I may not have caused my wounds, but I can choose to heal them. So put a 3 in the chat if you know that you can heal from your wounds, right? Even though that you didn't cause them, all right? Because some of us be passive aggressive to people, right? Like sometimes we can be passive aggressive towards people in our family, right? Our friends, or even our coworkers, all because a little thing triggers. All right. So anyway, let's continue on. That mindset gives a person power instead of keeping them trapped in victimhood. All right. Number 13 says the mind must be fed healthy things to grow, just like the body needs healthy food. The mind needs positive environments, wisdom, encouragement, education, self-reflection, and supportive people. If a person only feeds their mind negativity, fear, gossip, and hopelessness, growth becomes difficult. Right? So put a 2 in the chat if you knew these things already when it comes to this right here, right? That you knew that if you feed your mind negativity, fear, gossip, or hopelessness, growth becomes difficult, right? So put a 1 in chat if you already knew that. And also let me welcome in some more people because now we're about to get into number 15. All right. But before we get into number 15, let me introduce some more people on this live. How you doing, Drew? Appreciate you for tuning in. How you doing? THE. How you doing, Coach Shay? Appreciate you for tuning in. How you doing, TH Beck? Appreciate you for tuning in. How you doing, Grow? How you doing, Cam? How you doing, Rome? And how you doing, Carly? Carly. How you doing, Harris? Thank you for tuning in. How you doing, Knox? How you doing, Glenn? Appreciate you for tuning in. How you doing, Ghost? And how you doing, Dash, Nash? And how you doing, Big? And how you doing, Ben? How you doing, Love Me Self? Love, yeah. Y'all got some interesting social media names. How you doing, Sophia? Someone says, I don't know what you're talking about there. You're definitely from a different part of the world. So you're in a whole different country. Um, yeah, I don't understand your comment. It's not in English. You would think TikTok would convert that over to English so people can understand it, translate it and stuff like that. And also, how you doing, Sabrina? Appreciate you for tuning in. All right, so let's continue on. But healthy healing often requires support. Talking to wise people, mentors, counselors, coaches, or trusted friends can help someone see life differently and begin rebuilding themselves. All right, so last but not least, out of the 15 ways, learn how to heal from your childhood past. All right. So number 15 says real growth happens when a person becomes willing to help themselves. No mentor, coach, consultant, teacher, or opportunity can change someone who refuses to grow. Healing starts when a person becomes open to learning, changing, and doing the inner work. That is why that is why helping that is why helping people through consulting, where guidance and resources can be powerful, because some people simply need someone to help them see they are not stuck forever, they are capable of growth, and there is more inside of them than the pain that came from them. A healed person can break generations of confusion, silence, fear, and emotional pain. Sometimes one person choosing to heal changes an entire family line. All right. And also, this is your first time here on Facebook and Instagram, or even on YouTube. Go ahead, hit that follow button. I don't know why I can't see none of you guys' comments. Like I said before, I'm using this new software called OneStream and stuff. I use StreamYard, but it's all good, family. We're gonna rock with it, and you know what I'm saying, for the people who watching on my live and stuff right now, make sure you guys hit that follow button as well. All right. So now, let me see what time it is. It's 8:44. That is perfect because I still have some more time left to now go over the 15 reasons why men and women need each other, right? Because all the time we get on social media, we see all this conversation about, oh, man ain't shit, women ain't shit, right? But the truth is, right, when you go offline, that's not the case, right? Because we still are commingling with one another, right? We still wine and dine each other. We still buy gifts for one another, right? Of course, you may have people in your life that you're dealing with, right? With your significant other or with your boyfriend or girlfriend, right? Y'all may have some confusion at times and stuff, or y'all may not see eye to eye, right? But the thing is that, you know, we all have to understand how to work with one another, right? Because men are mostly logical and women are emotionally intelligent, right? And so when you don't see eye to eye, things are confusing. Okay, so um, hit that follow button, guys, for all the people that's watching on Facebook, Instagram, and especially on TikTok, man. Man, I appreciate the love. Go ahead, heart the screen, man. I definitely need some of those hearts, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because I love people who engage. and for people to really take the transformation serious, right? Because I got so much game to give y'all. All right. So anyway, let's get to it. All right. So this is going to help y'all relationships better within your marriage, right? Within your relationship with your significant other, right? No matter if it been 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, right? So let's get started. And also, before I get started, let's welcome in some more people on TikTok. Right? How you doing, Yaya? Appreciate you for tuning in. How you doing, Cornell? How you doing, Tammy? How you doing, Harana? Sorry if I butcher your name. How you doing, VOLK? Appreciate you for tuning in. How you doing, Tiffany? How you doing, Fat? How you doing, AJ? I appreciate you for leaving a comment. Yaha. How you doing, Andrea? How you doing, Charlie? And how you doing, Prism? How you doing, Mercy? And how you doing, Alex? How you doing, Cruz and Regan and Oh Lord, y'all got me stuttering like crazy, man. I cannot pronounce y'all names on social media, man. But it's all good. All right. I think it's personally because I went to CPS, right? And Chicago Public Schools did their best to get your boy right as a child, right? But certain things, we try to do our best, especially when you come from the inner city, right? So try to do my best to pronounce y'all names, but y'all so creative, man. But anyway, let's get started. 15 reasons why man and woman need each other. Oh, man. All right. So number one says a man and a woman grow stronger when they stop competing and start understanding each other. Many men were taught to hide emotions, and many women were taught they are too emotional. Real growth happens when both learn balance. A man can learn to listen with his heart, and a woman can learn to trust her wisdom without feeling weak. Together, this creates peace instead of constant conflict. Number two says society often sorry. Well, I got a burp. All right. So anyway, number two says society often profits when people are divided mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. Division creates confusion, and confused people are easier to control. When people heal, communicate, and think for themselves, they begin building stronger families, businesses, friendships, and communities. So put a number two in the chat if you already knew that. Right? Put a two in the chat. And also let me welcome in some more people. How you doing? Hey, Herder. Hey, how you doing, Jerry? How you doing, Melissa? How you doing, Nikki? How you doing, Moose? How you doing, Patrina? How you doing, Soul? How you doing, Hannah? How you doing, Deborah? How you doing, Renee? How you doing, Linda? How you doing, Locks by Tech? How you doing, Sandy? How you doing, Beltron? Okay, so this is your first time here, make sure to hit that follow button as well, guys. So let's continue on. All right, so we are number 3 out of 15 reasons why man and woman need each other. All right, pay attention. And also for the people who are currently watching on Facebook, Instagram, or even on TikTok, right? Go ahead and let me know what city or country you're currently watching this from. All right. So let's continue on. Number 3 says many men believe solving every problem immediately is love. Sometimes love is simply listening, right? So that's why we got 2 ears and 1 mouth. A woman may not always need a solution first. She may need understanding, patience, safety, and presence. When a man learns to sit still, listen deeply, and stop trying to win every conversation, many relationships become healthy, right? So let me just give y'all this little story and stuff like that, right? About last month, been knowing this woman for a while and stuff like that, man. And so we wasn't really seeing eye to eye, right? So I was trying to fix the problem because I was coming from a logical perspective, right? But I wasn't listening to her, um, because she was coming from an emotion standpoint, right? So things got a little bit misconfused, and we was having disagreements about certain things, right? But at the end of the day, we was able to communicate and say, hey, this is where I was coming from, and then I told her this is where I was coming from, and then things was cool. So that's why it's very important to understand where your significant other is coming from, right? Because we deal with so much stuff in society, right? We got to deal with our jobs, right? We got to deal with, rush hour traffic, right? We got to deal with our work environment, right? And you may not have the best work environment, so you may take that out in your marriage, right? You may take that out on the person that you are in a relationship with, right? So anyway, make sure you guys hit that follow button as well for the people who are currently watching this on TikTok and also on Instagram and Facebook as well. All right. So number 4 says many women carry emotional pain from childhood, relationships, rejection, or feeling unheard. Many men carry pain from being told to man up and suppress emotions. Healing starts when both start pretending they are okay and begin learning themselves honestly. Number 5 says the yin and the yang concept teaches balance. One energy is not better than the other. Logic without emotion can become cold. Emotion without logic, right? Check this out. Emotion without logic can become unstable. Balance creates wisdom. That balance exists inside all humans, regardless of gender. All right. So all these gender wars and stuff that y'all see online, like, I'll be honest, especially being online as a content creator or as an entrepreneur for years, right? You know, people do that to get more views onto themselves, right? So of course it's a real conversation that needs to be had, right? But also too, people use that as a way to, get more followers and stuff like that. But even they don't truly align with that, and they want to cause chaos, right? So that's a whole nother thing that we gonna talk about for a whole nother day, right? So anyway, number 6 says out of the 15 reasons why man and woman need each other is crazy, man. Like number 6, pay attention to this, right? And this is blowing my mind because I'm learning with y'all, right? Even though I'm telling y'all this, educating y'all on this, right? I'm also teaching myself, right? This is why I have the whiteboard back here, right? So anytime I educate people, um, also educating myself, right? And for the people who are in the school system, you know about that because you teach kids, you teach teenagers, you teach people at colleges, right? So anyway, number 6 says a lot of people fear learning new ideas because their mind was trained only to accept what they grew up around. But growth feels uncomfortable at first. Learning something new can challenge old beliefs, family patterns, and emotional wounds. That discomfort does not always mean something is wrong. Sometimes it means the mind is expanding, right? Number 7, many people stay mentally stuck because they keep repeating family patterns. Familiar, yeah, familiar does not always mean healthy. Sometimes people continue habits, relationships, jobs, or lifestyles that hurt them simply because it feels normal. All right, so put a 1 in the chat if you felt this way before. Put a 1 in the chat. If you're watching this on TikTok right now, if you felt that way before. All right. So let me go ahead and welcome in some more people in this chat, and also let me know what city or country you're currently watching this from. All right. How you doing, Stacy? How's your day so far? How you doing, Melvin? How you doing, Andrew? How you doing, Robbie? How you doing, Renee? How you doing, Levine? How you doing, Kimmy? How you doing, Phoenix? How you doing, Double? How you doing, Lemus? How you doing, 2467? How you doing, Simmons? How you doing, Homemade Croc? How you doing, Alicia? How you doing, Gree? All right, so let's continue on. And how you doing, Lotus? Thank you for tuning in. How you doing, Charles? And also, this is your first time here, hit that follow button. All right. So now we're on number 8 on the 15 reasons why men and women need each other. All right. Number 8 says, pay attention. The word religion causes emotional reaction for many people because of past experiences. But learning definitions, history, and different perspectives can help people think deeper instead of reacting from fear. Knowledge helps people move from blind belief into understanding. Number 9 says technology in 2026 has opened many people's eyes. People are realizing knowledge can be learned online through books, courses, mentors, experiences, and self education. College can help some people, but it is no longer the only path to success, freedom, or intelligence. All right. So for all my people who are currently watching this on TikTok, make sure to hit that follow button. And also too, if you hit the link in our bio, right, the book that I want you to go check out is The Past Is Not Your Future. All right. So when you get onto my link in the bio, go ahead and scroll down and you're going to see that particular ebook. All right. So if you are dealing with, certain things and stuff, that is definitely ebook for you. All right. But like I said, if you don't want to get that ebook today, just go ahead and listen to me and get these gems, baby. All right. So, where we at? Number 10. All right. Number 10 says, out of the 15 reasons why men and women need each other, says the same energy many people give to building someone else's dream at work could eventually build their own dream if they invest that time into learning skills, healing mentally, creating systems, and believing in themselves consistently. Right. And also, let me welcome in some more people. How you doing, Armando? Thank you for tuning in. How you doing, Jericho? How you doing, Jack? How you doing, your man? How you doing, Cotton? How you doing, Kevin? Someone says that's not teaching, it's reacting. How you doing, Ruth? How you doing, Charles? Appreciate you for tuning in. All right, so let's continue on. Number 11, faith is powerful because sometimes your current reality does not match your future vision. Many successful people kept them forward before they had proof. They trusted the seed inside of them before the world understood their vision. All right. Number 12 says, now people want to text me all of a sudden when I'm on live. All right. So anyway, number 12 says, a lot of people say they won't change, but deep inside they fear letting go of the identity, the pain, the habits, or comfort zones they have known for years. Real transformation requires honesty, discipline, patience, and action, not just motivation. Number 13 says healing is not weakness. Asking questions is not weakness. Seeking therapy, coaching, mentorship, consulting, and guidance is not weakness. Intelligent people understand they do not know everything and willing to learn. Right? So let's take you back a couple years, right? I thought it was weak if I was to seek out therapy, right? I'm just being honest, right? Especially as a black man, right? Because of the TV shows I was watching as the music I was listening to, right? And the first time that I went to a man's mental health awareness group was back in, I want to say 2014 or 2023, and it was eye opening, right? Because I forgot the organization name in Chicago, but you know what they did was they separated the age groups, right? Because the fathers and stuff, they brought their kids too, right? So the kids would go in one room and the teenagers and stuff, and the man and stuff like that, depending on the ages and stuff, be like 17 up to like 40 or 50 and stuff. So it was enlightening to see that, and for them to break up the groups and stuff, not having everybody into one room, right? Because that didn't make sense. And so I ain't gonna lie, man, like it was a dope experience and stuff. I had pulled out my phone. I was like, hey, can I record and stuff? It's like, no, sorry, Sean, you can't record and stuff due to XYZ. So I'm like, whoa, let me put my phone back down, because I did have that. I was temporarily recording for a couple of seconds and stuff, man. But it was life changing. It was eye opening to see some of the brothers and stuff like that, to hear what was going on in their life and stuff, and just to know that I ain't I ain't feel alone, man. Especially being in Chicago, seeing so much violence and stuff, changes your mindset, man. Dealing with PTSD and stuff like that, man. So anyway, sorry, got emotional for a second. So let's continue. Number 14. My bad. My bad, y'all. Just got emotional there for a second. All right. So anyway, let's continue. Investing versus spending is one of the biggest mindset shifts people can make. Spending only gives temporary pleasure. Investing in knowledge, health, skills, business, and healing can change an entire bloodline over time. Number 15, the greatest transformation happens when a person stops living only for validation from society and starts living with purpose, discipline, peace, love, and self awareness. The world may not understand your growth immediately, but every powerful tree started as a seed no one paid attention to. And also for the people who watches on Facebook and Instagram, appreciate y'all for tuning in and stuff, man. And we about to go ahead and end this live and stuff. So if you love, what you are seeing so far and stuff like that, definitely go to the link in our bio and stuff. If you are a content creator or entrepreneur and stuff like that, let's go ahead and connect and reach out to me and stuff, and let's heal together. And appreciate everybody who tuned in, man. So like I said before, I was I changed different platform and stuff, so I can't really see you guys comments on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that, or even on YouTube, man. So for the people who are on those platforms that's watching me right now, make sure to go to the link in my bio and head to the Power of 25 challenge, right? And I'm looking for people to, join my community and be able to have you guys understand how important it is to have a marketing system that's going to work for you and to be able to build and grow as a content creator, man. So I appreciate everybody who tuned in. on this end of the platform and stuff. So I'll be going live later today after about a little bit after 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, man. So appreciate everybody who tuned in this far. Much love, and make sure you guys hit that follow button if you love to, listen to inspiration and digital marketing.